Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back for another deck profile here. Happy Halloween, guys. I'm I'm trying to put this up before I go out tonight. I'm going to a party with my girlfriend, dear friend of mine. But this deck, I've been testing it for the past couple days. Very excited for it. I've had this deck core since, it's obviously PrankKids, because you'll see it in the fucking whatever, but I've had this deck for probably since it came out, because I was just like, oh, Fusion's one of my favorite, like, extra deck types. I just want to get right into it. I think this deck is absolutely insane if the meow comes out. This is post Phantom Rage. I already ordered my meows. They're on the way. I just want to put this up just because I've seen a lot of people start putting up the the combos for the PrankKids or the PrankKids stuff. So I figured I'd do the same. Very happy with this deck. Very good rogue option. Very cheap. Obviously the place is like $20 now. I feel like a lot of people that like this deck have had their shit for fucking ages now. So, dude. So this is PrankKids. But yeah, guys. So we'll get right on into it. So obviously 3 fansies. This is like the main one of the four boys for the combo, because he sends the pranks and you get it back. And so I'll show a combo video at the end of this. But also he's Thunder, if anyone doesn't know that. When you link him off for a PrankKids link, or if he gets Fusion for a PrankKids Fusion, he sends a PrankKids card from deck to graveyard and then special summons a PrankKid in defense mode. So they'll kind of have that clause, they just do it a little differently. Next is Dropsies. This is the totally awesome, maker level 2 water. You know what I mean? So when you link him off, you gain 1,000 special summon PrankKids in defense mode, dude. So this deck also one thing I wanted to talk about this. I'll get into that in a second. I'll go through these first, and then Lampsies, the burn your opponent for 500. And then special summon PrankKids monster in defense mode from your deck that is not Lampsies. Excuse me. And 3 Roxys. Roxys is actually when I started playing the deck, right? I want to talk about Roxy just for a split second, because I know those are the original 3, and then Roxys came out. Roxys is kind of one of my favorite PrankKids, other than Fansies, because Fansies is Thunder, and if we got Colossus back, you could make him with the small Thunder Dragon engine like the deck used to do. But Roxy's like the banish one, and then draw a card, and then summon one. Sometimes you just rip the nuts off the fucking Roxys, and you're like, woo! I don't even have to fucking, you know what I mean? Like, if you go first or set, it doesn't even matter. But I do play a couple hand traps in this deck. I want to go over the reasons why. So like I've said in past videos, I actually am playing triple Droll and Lockbird. I still think Droll and Lock is just absolutely ridiculous. Any card that like blankets the turn is just very good, because usually they end on a subpar board, or like if you went first and then you fucking Droll them and then you set up the fucking battle butler, they're just like, ah! You know what I mean? So yep. But and then this is after play testing the deck. I do play I think one more hand trap. Yeah. After play testing the deck, I found out a lot that Dinosaurs, obviously one of my favorite decks I posted on the channel before, is one of your worst matchups. Big shout out to Johnny. We play tested today. I appreciate the help with that. Good Dinosaur player, good friend of mine. Also, when I was thinking about like ways to counter Dinosaurs, like there's not a whole lot of ways to counter Dinosaurs like in the correct manner, because of Miscellaneousaurus, and it's your worst matchup because all the PrankKids cards, like the spells, or the fucking Pandemonium or whatever, is like during the main phase. But if they're unaffected by Miscellaneousaurus, they're just like, I'm gonna flip your battle butler down, and you're just like, ah. But I'm actually maining 3 Lancias. So strange as this sounds, obviously you can side the Sanctums and the Scythe going second, or you can make the link, whatever you want to do with the artifacts. But this card is just it's like Droll, blankets the turn. It also does a lot against the other decks. Like when we were talking about this card, obviously it shits on Dinosaurs, not shits on it, but hinders them very heavily. Also, it not stops, but it hinders Dragon Link quite a lot. Um, even the Dogmatica stuff, they can't Maximus you, stuff like that. Just, there's a bunch of like a lot of the fucking meta right now is just kind of banish stuff, and I don't think people realize that. The reason also too I play this, like if you draw it and it's just not good against that deck, like let's say you play against something this isn't good against, like Salad, like yeah, this might stop the Banelinks for that turn or whatever the fuck, but even if it whatever, but you can always banish it with Roxy just to do the extra draw, but you know what I mean. So it's just absolutely insane. Dinosaurs is absolutely your worst matchup. So and then the last, this is a card. I play 1 Pankratops. Okay, so reason being for this is I played 40 cards. This is the last spot. I've changed this deck quite a few times. Going second is a lot harder, so I was like, you know what? It was between this, 1 for 1, and Reasoning. And Reasoning, we had like the same effect where like, if you hit Droll and Lockbird off of Reasoning, you just want to vomit and but you could also hit Lancia, and then, you know what I mean, that's Lancia on their turn, whatever, but it's not good going second, so, there's that. So I chose the Pankratops. You can flex this out if you want to. This was just a card. I only drew this a couple times. It was good. I don't know if I would continue playing it if there was more cards that came out that I would like to play. Because like going into the next format after Phantom Rage, when like Zoo's gonna be insane, and Zeus and all that shit's gonna be a card. But also the Lancia 2 hinders the Phantom Knights a little bit. So you know what I mean, and Orcust and all that stuff. So just to keep in mind. But I do like this card a lot. So I would also highly consider, if you're just like Lancia in the main deck, try it. If you think I'm fucking wrong, that's fine. But this entire deck is a 1-card combo. All you have to do is open 1 PrankKids monster since Meow Meow came out. The other 4 cards and you're gonna be fucking whatever they want. It doesn't even matter what they are. So it's like, why not have Lancia? If your fucking opponent's like, oh, do you want to side in fucking evenly matched, dude? And you're just like, I already made Lancia. But, that's it for the monsters. For the spells, the PrankKids place. Obviously on activation, adds a PrankKids monster. And then if you, I think it's the Fusion Summon, Fusion Summon gain 500 attack. Link Summon, they lose 500. It's insane for chain blocking. This deck's very hard to hand trap unless you play like the Imperm and the Veiler, the Gamma. Gamma's good at the very, you know what I mean. This deck's very hand trap proof to a certain extent, especially with certain things. I was actually testing my Grand Maju against PrankKids, and I'm gonna cover Grand Maju again. I know somebody asked for that in the comments last video. We'll go back to that. I have a Dogmatica Grand Maju list that's just ridiculous, but I wanted to get this up just so it's out there. Yeah, dude. So the place is the this chain block, key, and then 2 Pandemonium. I think 2 of these is fine. I almost played a 3rd instead of the Pankratops. I just like the Pankratops as like an action. Obviously this is searchable, so you don't have to. I don't think you should play 3, but who knows? Also, after this format shifts, if PrankKids just become like a really high meta deck, which I think they will be, in my opinion. You can play like Reaper, Ghost Reaper, and like hit the Battle Butler, the Meow Meow, or whatever, and they're just like, ah! If their hand's not good, then they're just not going to continue. But also, you can in the mirror matches like Super Poly or whatever. So, and then 2 PrankKids pranks. Earlier when I was talking about the fansies, I meant the trap card playing, not pranks. But pranks is really good. Pranks is the discard a PrankKids card, supposed to summon a level 1 fire token, can't be tributed, whatever. And then the most important card, or the most important part of this card, other than the token, obviously. The token's really good, but now with Meow Meow, it's not really that important, in my opinion, after playtesting with this. The end phase, your end phase, shuffle back 3 PrankKids, draw a card. That's why I want to play like a lot more disruption like Lancia, the Droll, the whatever. I also play. We'll get right into this since as crazy as this sounds, dude. Playing 3 Dark Ruler no more. I'm excited. I love this card in this deck. I haven't seen anyone play this in PrankKids yet because I was obviously, as I do, I researched the deck a little bit, see some things, and I'm like, all right, well, this is nice, but I'm going to change it just because that's just, you know, I've been playing this game my whole life. That's just how I am. The only thing about this that I do want to point out is if you do lose a die roll, and they make you go, you lose a die roll, they go first, like against Dinosaurs or something that sets up a huge board, Dragon Link, etc. When you Dark Ruler them you cannot Lampsies because you have to burn them for 500 in order to summon from deck. So if you play the deck correctly, Lampsies will be the last one you summon, and then you'll go through the combo and still add it back with the cockadoodle dudes, and you know, continue. I'll show the combo video this, and so 3 polymerization. Okay, now I want to talk about the polymerization or the fusion cards in this deck for a split second. So I played with this deck for about 3 days. You know, a lot of, you know, we're still in quarantine. Nobody's fucking doing anything crazy. I've got some spare time, right? So I'm just gonna fucking play the piss out of a deck, profile it on Saturday. That's usually my fucking prerogative. That's how I kind of do things. Except for, you know, my girlfriend and my daughter's school. But I fucking have drawn this like never. Like I never fucking draw this, and it makes me so upset. I was playing 2 originally, and I was like, why do I never see this? Like this is just like, just never draw it. It's fucking, it's wild. I don't know why I never draw it. I want to say like 1 out of every 6 games I'll draw it. Like it's been like that. And then the other fusion cards I play, the Thunder Dragon Fusion. Also, big shout out to Cody Reyna. Did I say this already? That was the last. Yeah, okay. Big shout out to Cody Reyna. He's played PrankKids, you know, back when the Thunder Dragon stuff was the stuff. With the Colossus, you can have the small Thunder Dragon engine and do that stuff. But we were talking about this deck. We're gonna go further into this. This is just my take on it right now. So the 1 Thunder Dragon Fusion, obviously this card's insane. You know, also the Banished from Graveyard can search Tenko Sekka if you side deck, or obviously Lampsies. And then the one card I was testing, I was looking like more into the polymerization stuff because I was just like, why can't I draw this shit, right? So I was just like, all right, well, what else can I play? I want to play more Thunder Dragon Fusions. I think 1 is fine. 3 polymerizations for me, I still don't fucking draw it. So what do I know, right? But thank God the Pandemonium's searchable. But I do play the Ultra Polymerization. This card is just... This card's really fucking good. So, what you do is you pay 2,000 life points, kind of like Verte Anaconda, except for you pay 2,000 life points, and it's the 2 monsters you control as fusion monsters. Your opponent can't respond to this. And then you can banish it from graveyard to target the fusion monster you fusion summon, and then special back the materials you use. Their effects are negated, and they become 0. Card's ridiculous because you'll be like, oh dude, like I'm gonna start link climbing or, you know, doing the PrankKids stuff, and then use Ultra Polymerization into the fucking rocket, pay 2,000, banish it, summon back the 2 rocket pieces, make the fucking Boral sword, and then I'll see you later. You know what I mean? So just one of those things. But I might actually test more of these. This card was ridiculous when I drew it. I actually only had 1, so I tested with 1. If I think this deck is better with more of these, I will, you know, I'm gonna revisit this in a couple weeks after I actually have the meows. I have them proxied. I know I fucking hate proxies too. You know me, it turns me off as a player when people use proxies, but it's the only proxy I have in the deck is meow. So, and then the 1 upstart, 1 instant fusion, 1 monster reborn, 1 terraforming, 1 called by the grave, and the 1 PrankKids plan. The plan, too, like I said at the beginning with the Pankratops, I almost played 2 plan instead of the Pankratops. I just thought the Pankratops was better, losing the die roll, because in this, you know, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, if you lose the die roll and you don't have enough going second cards, you're kind of just fucked. But This card's absolutely insane. Lets you link summon during the main phase after activation, the main phase, either players. And then if it's in graveyard and your opponent monster declares an attack, you can banish it, and then shuffle that many monsters back, and then PrankKids cards back in the deck, and that monster loses 100 attack per card shuffle back. So, and then for the extra deck guys, the 2 meow. I know these are fucking proxied. I'm sorry, they're on the way. They're fucking supers in the set. Me and Cody Reyna, good friend of mine, obviously. We kind of wish this was a secret, just because I think it would have looked really fucking good. Sadly, it's a super, which is fine too. But a set of those is like fucking, whatever. But and then the 2 doodle dudes, this card's ridiculous too. So I don't even have to. Well, I will explain this just because people that probably don't know PrankKids that are watching this that want to play the deck. So on summon, it adds a PrankKids spell or trap from deck to hand. You contribute it and special add back 2 PrankKids cards from graveyard to hand. So card's insane. Not a quick effect, but I wish it was. And then the 2 Bow Wow barks. I think 2 Bow Wows and 2 of the doodles is completely fine. Originally, I thought 3 doodles was needed. Either the game's, if you resolve 2 doodles, either the game's over with and you lost, or they lost. It never goes past 2 doodles or 2 barks. So his effect is quick effect on your opponent's turn. Tribute himself, which obviously when I'm saying tribute with the doodle stuff, also the meow, you just banish it from graveyard, to tribute the monster. Adds shit to hand. The PrankKids cards with different names, or it has to be different names. You can't add like 2 Lampsies or anything like that. So, so there's that. And then the 1 Roaring Roaster. This is the so Battle Butler and the Roaring Roaster. So the reason I really like this deck too is like this deck has such an advantage against Rogue. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of Rogue in the format. Like, you might play against Altergeist, or you might play against fucking, some shit. There's a bunch of good decks. Nobody just tests them a lot. You know what I mean? I love testing Rogue. Rogue's one of my favorite things ever. But the Roaring Roaster, he has to be link summoned, and then he can tribute himself to Heavy Storm your opponent's, Harpy's Feather Duster, all your opponent's spell and traps. And then if he leaves the board because of your opponent's card, which battle or card effect, he targets a non-fusion in the graveyard and adds it to your hand. So, and it's just targets a non-fusion card. So it can be any card. Like you can add like Dark Ruler No More back, I believe, right? Yeah. Because I was gonna say I did that once and I was just like, oh, sick. Then for the fusions, the 2 rockets, dude. This card's insane. I really wish Instant Fusion would just go back to 3, but it's at 1. So what are you gonna do, right? But this guy on Fusion Summon, he can decrease his attack by 1,000. He's 2,000. He can attack directly. So if you just have to get in there just for a little, like if they're like at fucking 800 or whatever, you know what I mean, cowboy. Just kidding. You just attack directly and see you later. Also, he tributes and special summons back to PrankKids monsters from graveyard. That are not fusions. So, and the one, this is the card I call Dishwasher, right? Yeah, Dishwasher. It's Weather Washer, but I just play one of these. This card's really insane because if you play the deck, he tributes himself on your opponent's turn, just like Bow Wow Bark does in the main phase, just like Bow Wow. And he can summon back 2 PrankKids monsters that aren't fusions. And the main play with that is like you can tribute him off and you can summon back the like this. You can summon these 2 back, and this points to this, so this is up by 1,000. You know what I mean? So that comes up, has come up quite a few times. And then one thing I want to talk about too is I actually play 2 of the Battle Butler. So most PrankKids decks play 1. The reason I like 2 is just because like I feel like instead of like going through all these extra steps where you have to send the pranks to fucking do the end phase, shuffle back the Battle Butler and stuff like that, like I feel like you could just play 2, and then you can just focus on the Pandemonium more and still just do the Regeki. Because a lot of players think that you'll play 1, and then once they out it, they just think that they're like free to play. And then once you play 2, they're just like, ah! You know what I mean? But this guy, he tributes himself and then destroys all your opponent's monsters. And obviously you can dodge that with Meow Meow. One thing I do want to point out with him and the Roaring Roaster, these two, they can chain to each other. Or not to each other, but to their own effect, because they're the tribute to destroy all monsters and the tribute to destroy all spell and traps is not a hard once per turn or a once per turn. So you can be like, oh, Battle Butler effect, tribute, use the Meow Meow to Regeki. And then if something happens or whatever, you can chain it again, tributing himself to Regeki again. These two dodge it because of Meow Meow, and they're not once per turn cards. So, and then the last 3, these are subjective. You can do what you want. The one Verte Anaconda. This card, I think I've summoned this, I want to say a total of 3 times. It wasn't insane. It wasn't, it's just like when you don't draw polymerization like me, I never fucking draw that. But, or they're like, they stop the fucking doodle dudes to add back or to add Pandemonium. You just need this sometimes just to get the fusion play off, and then you can play on your opponent's turn. So, like, you know what I mean, with the Battle Butler, and then you just pass and whatever. But it's not very great. Sometimes I want this to be an access code talker. That's just me. You do what you want with this, but I highly suggest you test this list. And then the Boral Sword. Everyone knows once that PrankKids deck won the YCS, everybody used Boral Sword, kill your opponent and stuff. But obviously the meta's changed since that one dude won. Big shout out to him though. I really like this deck. That was like 2 years ago, a year ago. I don't even remember. And then the last card is the Totally Awesome. You make this with 2 Dropsies. If you don't drop you don't have to search Pandemonium. You actually draw Polymerization. I think I've summoned this a total of, I want to say 15 times. And usually when you do this, this is your 5th summon, so they'll nibiru you on this, or they won't nibiru at all. But, that's fine. So, that's kind of what it's there for, is fucking nibiru. So, I will, let me let it smoke real quick, guys. Also, let me know below what you guys are doing for Halloween. I hope you're having a great day. I will show this combo video real quick. It's a 1-card combo. You know what I mean? So, you can open any PrankKids monster. Alright, so I'm going to scoot this closer to you, babe, just so you can get it easier. So let me separate the cards real quick that I need. All I need is 1, 2, and then 1 of each of the boys. The homeboys, the gang. Alright, so, actually I might need more than that, I don't even remember, but, what you need to do here is just, alright. So, that's the reason, like I said earlier, is you just play with any fucking amount of hand traps, stuff. Just all you need is 1 PrankKid. The other 4 cards in your hand can be any fucking thing you want. That's why, like, you can just put any kind of shit into this deck, honestly. But so we'll start out with the. Also, I do want to note that if you start off with Roxys, you do have to have another card in hand just to banish to draw 1 and then special from deck. So, so we'll just start with. Let's go. We'll start with Dropsies. Okay, so normal summon Dropsies. You see this, babe?
Yep.
Got it good. All right, so use normal summon Dropsies. Link Dropsies off to make the meow meow. Right? See the graveyard, babe?
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so meow meow, and then Dropsies will trigger. You gain 1,000 life points to special summon 1 from deck. So you want to get to fucking Jesus Christ, my brain. Fansies, and then these 2, the meow meow and the Fansies, will link off for the old cockadoodle dudes. Let's do this. Yeah, that's fine. And then Fansies will trigger. And you always want to send the plan. Send plan to graveyard. And then you'll summon the Lampsies. And then, well, you can obviously you chain block this. So depending on how, if you wanted also, if you opened the place, place would be the last chain link. So it'd be chain link 1. You can come down here, babe. Chain link 1, chain link 2, and then place will be chain link 3. So then you send this to summon this, and then this will add this. So this is your hand. Still see this, babe?
Mm-hmm.
This is your hand down here. And then here is where you play the Pandemonium, which is basically my whole experience with this deck, because I just never draw polymerization. So you fusion summon these two into the Rocket Boy. And then activate Lampsies to do the burn 500 special summon 1. And here, like, you don't have to summon Roxys. I'm actually, you know what, yeah, we'll summon Roxys, fuck it, it's fine. Actually, you know what, yeah, we'll summon Roxys, it's fine. And then we'll tribute the Rocket Ride to special summon back the old cockadoodle dudes and Dropsies. Also, one thing I want to point out when you go through this kind of stuff, if you didn't open because Pandemonium locks you into PrankKids monsters. So, but if you open polymerization, you're fine. Anyways, paint it back down here, babe. So, now here you are with this. You want to tribute off the cockadoodle dudes to add the Pandemonium and the plan. And then these two will get linked off. And I guess if you had the other card in hand, we'll just say you have the other card in hand for Roxys. Because you could do this a little bit differently, but obviously you'd have 4 other cards in hand, so we're just going to say that. Make the Bow Wow dudes. And the Roxys will trigger banishing the unknown card. Doesn't even fucking matter what it is. Just to summon just any one of the homeboys. I usually go for Dropsies. That's just me. And then you just set these. And this looks like nothing. Like you're just like, oh dude, I got a fucking Bow Wow and a fucking Dropsies and 2 back row. Off 1 card though, right? Now on your opponent's turn, stay in my main. They have turn player priority to activation. They play a card. Now you do the Bow Wow, but you use it to tribute, but you don't tribute. You just banish the meow, and then this will add back 2. So you'll add back the. I'm just gonna move this down. This is your, obviously, you know, it's the face down card and whatever for and meow. And then your hand is the Lampsies and the Fansies. And then you still have this. So you're going to tribute this, but the meow, you don't tribute this. And then, you know, they start playing or whatever. You start going. This is when you Pandemonium. Fuse the Dropsies, Lampsies, and Fansies. Obviously, Dropsies will on the board. Fansies and Lampsies from your hand to make the old boy, dude. The Battle Butler. This card's fucking ridiculous. I'm kind of just stoked on this card. Stoked! But also, whenever this points to a PrankKids card, that PrankKids card gains a 1,000 attack. So obviously, then this will resolve. And then you get all of these since it's a new turn. So you send 1, which you can send. I usually just send place. So your chain links would be, you know, because this is the least one now, because you wanted this for the plans, but it all depends on the matchup, you know, everything that's going on. So just go chain link 1, 2, 3. So then this would send the place or the plan, doesn't matter. I usually just don't plan if I don't know what they're trying to go for. And then that will summon the not Fansies, Jesus. The Dropsies. Then you burn for 500 with Lampsies. to summon Roxys, and then you gain 1,000. Summon Lampsies. Now, you still have the Regeki on their turn with this, right? And then you have the plan, so you can plan as well, which will let you link summon on their turn. So you can turn the you do obviously have another card in hand, so you always want to use the Roxys to banish draw one in case you draw the fucking Lancia or something like that. And then the plan will let you link summon these off into the Roaring Roaster, which you can put here or here. I usually just kind of dodge the call, but you know, and you still have Dropsies. So plus you had 4 other cards in hand to start the turn. So the one PrankKids monster going first gets you this. 4 other cards in hand. That's pretty fucking good, right? For like PrankKids, just because of one fucking Link 1, dude, just changes everything. It's just like, ah! But yeah, dude. I hope you guys have a happy Halloween. Let me know how your Halloween's going on in the comments. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Cheers.